here. My winter.
We're gonna start. So go ahead.
So I spent my summers in New York and my winters here until I went into the military.
Oh,
And
then
then Army.
thank you for serving. Awesome.
You are. But then I came back here. I moved to Imperial Road.
Oh, I didn't know you were from Imperial Road.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
told you
right.
that, Mike.
No, that's a whole different story, bro. Jesus.
Right. Oh, my oldest son went to Adams Street School. I mean, I'm from the neighborhood. I was a little older, but I'm from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, I played basketball down at Adams Street with all the boys.
Really? How old are you?
I'm about to be 50.
All right, so I'm
But
42.
They were all younger than me, but I was running and gunning with the rest of them, you know?
Yeah. Nice.
So I'm wired.
Yeah. Adam Street, man, memories, I'll tell you. So,
Oh, yeah.
So we'll start. I don't know. Did you talk to Big O, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, he's ready to go. I mean, I can call him right now if you want me to call him. Did you send him the link?
Yeah, I sent him the link. Why don't you tell him to come on?
All right, hold on. Jack, what's your number? 4112 or 4158?
What number?
I got too many Massachusetts number and shit. Hold on.
Neither of those are mine, so.
I know. I never used to have Massachusetts number in my phone, but
That's because we didn't want you anymore.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're all done.
Yeah, go fuck yourself too.
Jack, I grew up on Wilson Street.
Yeah, he told me. We just missed each other. You kind of moved out right before I moved in.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I don't know. It was things happen for a reason, that's for sure. I moved across the city. I made some of the best friends, but I lost touch with some like that.
Growing up in Brooklyn, I moved to an Italian neighborhood.
Yeah.
That was where I was comfortable.
Yeah. I'm adopted, and I was adopted. Everybody else, even my sister was 100% Italian.
Oh, I'm Irish and German. I'm no percent Italian.
Yeah.
I'm like Henry Hill.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, as I grew up playing basketball with this kid and, you know, Mike Cordella and Nick, and I know the whole group.
Well, yeah, Mike Odell, we were on the same Little League team, all of us.
Yeah.
Me, him, Vinny, Mike Societis, Jay Araj. Yeah, big time. Those are the good old days.
Yeah, we all had some fun up at Adams Street School.
And you know, it's crazy because, I mean, like, I think I wrote a status about this, so it's something on one of those Worcester pages. Like, back in the day, Saturday, you would wake up and you would find one person and then go find everybody else on foot and start a baseball game. And then all day long, we weren't in our houses at all.
Oh, no. Well, even I'm older than you guys, but we never spent time in the house.
No.
I mean, I was probably, I believe, because my oldest son was like 6 or 7. I was probably about 26, 27 when I met these guys, and they were all in high school.
Yeah.
But I love playing ball. I mean, I grew up in the city. That's what we did. We balled.
Yeah.
And that's how I connected. And Kevin lived across the street from me. So it's something we all connected on.
That basketball court sucked.
Oh, dude, you know how many
worst.
ankles I've snapped on that court?
Oh my God.
It was the worst.
That was worth moving in itself. I'll tell you.
And then when right before they're about to close it down, they decide to fix it and then turn it into a fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's condos now.
Yeah. Man, a lot happened in that school though. There was a lot of memories.
So you missed as they all got older and started getting into different things. A lot happened in that schoolyard.
Mike missed a lot, Jack. He really did.
I may be all right.
He left early. He had an early exit.
I might be dead.
Listen, I'm surprised I'm not.
Exactly, man. I'll tell you.
Because we had a back room that looked like right over Gallo Oldsmobile at my apartment, and that's where everyone came. I mean, we were doing everything possible up there because I was older, so I was partying.
He was the lead. You were one of the leaders.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get all the shit legally. Well,
Good times, good times. Listen, I tried getting Big O on, Mike. I texted him. Hold on, let me minimize my screen here. And
Oh, please, I'm tired of looking at
he
your face.
messaged me. Need the code. What he says? Need the code. That link won't open. I have to get on the app itself.
All right, let me send him the different one. I think, you know what, this rings a bell now because I think I had to do this last time with him.
Make sure you can get it recording once he gets on.
We're recording right now, homie.
I know we are. I got the I pressed
Oh,
the
no.
okay.
Oh yeah. We like to be raw and uncut.
Yeah, well, there's nothing like old school Worcester memories. I mean, people don't understand the camaraderie, the just the love we felt for each other.
You know, there was a lot of talk about that last night too. You're absolutely correct.
Well, see, I know Rashad very well. I know his whole family. I went to school with Cedric Ball and Jeff Ball, and
oh, you did.
I'm good friends with Kendrick and June.
Oh, so, see, those are my guys from South, man. Those are. Yeah,
well, I graduated in '89.
I graduated in '98. That's weird, huh?
I never fucking graduated. Yeah.
I could never guess. Wow. I could never guess that.
Nope.
Big O.
I'm glad you're the brains of the group.
Oh, Big O. Let me start this whole thing off by saying I apologize for this boneheaded move the other night. I could not believe it. You would have been proud of the moment though that I called Zoom support and I was like, I can't find my recording. They're like, well, it's probably because you didn't record. I was like, oh, that can't be fucking it. There's no way. It's not me. There's literally no one else to blame. I'm looking around the room. There's no one. But that was awesome the other night. I wish we still had it.
It was good too.
Yeah, we'll come across all this stuff again.
Mike, can I say 2 words for you?
Yeah.
You jabroni.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You are not kidding at all, man.
Why you want
welcome.
South High?
Yeah, that exactly, man.
Yes.
Yes.
Hit him in the gut.
Good. Whatever. Hey, I'll take it all day long. Hey,
thank you, Onique. We needed that.
Yeah, perfect. Well, listen, guys. So this is going to be, I guess, the first episode. This will be 1B, I suppose.
Because I think if we really work hard, Mike, I really think that, and I know because you're already, man, you're flying high, bro. You got to be on a pink cloud right now. But I honestly think we can get some big names on this show. And why not start with Onique and my buddy Jack, who's got a lot of knowledge of wrestling, because the way that it goes is like either you know wrestling or you don't. Like this is not football, this is not basketball, this is not baseball, this is not hockey. This is the WWE, or what we're calling the WWF. Like we don't want Vince McMahon to get all up in his tights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Dig it. But Jack, who was your favorite wrestler growing up as a kid?
Well, it actually wasn't a WWE star, WWF star. It was Michael Hayes.
The Freebirds.
Michael Hayes, the leader of the Freebirds, man.
The Freebirds, yeah.
That was the first show I watched because we got it. I don't remember what channel it was on. We got World Class Championship Wrestling with the Freebirds and the Von Erichs. And it just, Michael Hayes strutting down to that ring with that long blonde hair. And I mean, if you go WWF, it was Piper. I mean, if you're good on the mic, I love you. I don't care about you in the ring. I really don't. Anyone can do anything in the ring with some help. You got to be good on the mic. Your promo's got to be solid.
All right, so let's go big man. Let's go big man.
One man gang.
Sid, one man gang.
One man gang. Sid was hyped up to be nothing more than he was. And that was just a big guy who had no talent and just looked good on camera.
And what? The one man gang had a whole bunch of that, right?
Listen, you got to see some of the one man gang stuff from Japan, dude. That guy was phenomenal.
He was good. He was agile, but Sid was my favorite big man. Speaking of big mans, I see a big man up in the right-hand corner.
Yeah.
I see a big man, the Big O.
Actually, World Class Championship Wrestling was on 25.
Yes, sir, it was.
But it wasn't Fox. It was 25 channel.
Right.
On your old cable. Remember the cable remote control with the wire that you had?
I didn't have a wire. I had to get up and change the channel myself.
Oh no, yeah, but eventually they came out the remote control with the wire that you could drag all the way to your couch. Anyway,
Big O,
go
you're
ahead,
not that
Kev.
old. Yeah, you really that old, Big O?
Come on, dude. You don't remember that? That had to be you at some point when you were a little kid.
Oh man, you must have had. I don't know. I mean, listen. As long as I saw the wrestling, I do know what you're talking about. I do remember the channel you're talking about, and I do remember when WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling, was the secondary to Vince McMahon,
Right.
and then the third. Then all of a sudden WCW came out.
Well,
No, actually, let me pause you
AWA.
right there. Let me pause you.
AWA was on ESPN.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
Thank
You're
you.
I'm sorry.
I was
Sorry.
just about
Sorry.
to say
Sorry.
that.
Sorry.
AWA actually was second before the WWF took off,
Right.
before WrestleMania, when Vince Father owned it. Okay, Vince Father. It was the two big one was Vince Father and the AWA with the Ganyas. Those were the two big ones.
Correct. And the only thing we had at WWF was Saturday mornings on Channel 56 after Creature Double Feature.
Yep.
And if we were lucky, we got Saturday night's main event, which was like every 2 or 3 months.
Right, that was a
Saturday
little later.
Yeah, that was later. We're talking
Damn.
before.
You guys, listen, you guys only got 4 years on me. You're making me feel old.
Yeah, well, listen, when you're 4 or 5 years old and hooked into wrestling, trust me, that thing is recorded in your brain forever.
So who was before Hogan? Who's your guy before
Bruno
Hogan? Because you were
Martino was the
Yeah.
He sold out more shows in Madison Square Garden than anybody.
Right. Well, it was always the champion was reflective of the people watching. It's Bruno. There was a large Italian contingent in the Northeast, and they wanted to see an Italian champion. And they had Bruno Sammartino. If you went down south, they had a good old Southern boy as champion. If you went to Minnesota, they had someone based there. Greg Gagne. I mean,
he was a man. Tony Garea.
Tony Garea was never. I mean, him and
He was
Rick
up there in
Martel
Minnesota. I know
were great tag team champions. I mean, that was one of the first matches I saw at the auditorium. Was Tony Garea, Rick Martel versus Mr. Fuji and Mr. Saito.
Oh my God! The first match I saw at the auditorium was Tony Garea against superstar Billy Graham. Boy, yep.
You know, I just watched something about superstar Billy Graham, and he was getting interviewed, and they were talking about Hulk Hogan, and they were talking about how superstar Billy Graham felt about Hogan coming in, being the superstar Billy Graham, because basically he came in with the blonde hair, the goatee, and Billy Graham was already there. And Billy Graham was
but at that point,
he was at that point though. He was Billy Graham. He was a firecracker. He was doing some good things. And then Hogan came in, and then Hogan took over.
Well, no, Hogan actually really didn't take over right away. He got Vince. Vince kind of got him from Florida, and said, "I want to make this my next big guy." Because
actually, Vince got him from the AWA. Because the AWA didn't know how to market him.
No, you're right. He went from Florida to the AWA, and then he came over. But he wanted the next big guy. Vince has always been a big guy. He wanted a big guy, someone larger than life. Superstar Billy Graham at that point in his career was already. He was
towards
over.
the end. Yeah,
he was. They've seen him.
And let me say this too. The one thing that made Hogan a champion was beating Andre the Giant. And I was watching the Andre the Giant story. And when Hulk talked to Andre before the fight, Andre told me, he said, "I'm not telling you what we're going to do. Andre said, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to go out there. And Vince McMahon and Hogan already had it planned out that Hogan was going to win. And Hogan gave Andre a written piece of paper saying, this is what's going to happen. And Andre said, I'm not guaranteeing you that's what's going to happen. But Andre went with it. Hogan got in the ring. He tried to slam him. He couldn't. Then he tried again and he could.
Well, Hogan got over because he was a mainstream star. He did the movie, he did Rocky 3 and put him in front of people who didn't watch wrestling. So now everyone said, oh, this guy's on wrestling, we're going to watch it. And that's how WrestleMania 1 came about.
Yeah,
it had
but
nothing to do with Andre. Andre was
I'm saying when Hogan really went mainstream was when he body slammed Andre the Giant. That's when he went mainstream. And Hulk Hogan was that character that everybody wanted to see as a little kid. And we were lucky enough to see the likes of Yokozuna, Giant Gonzalez, who was actually he wasn't the greatest
he was
wrestler,
awful.
but he was awful. But we were able to see some pretty cool WrestleManias. And all the way up until about 10, 15 years ago, once The Rock and Stone Cold left, the shit went downhill.
Well, let me talk about the Andre, what you just said. WrestleMania 3, of course, Andre was the boss of the locker room since the beginning.
He was.
You know what I mean? So obviously we knew Andre's career was ready to gone because his back and all that stuff. Now, business-wise, if Andre would have beat Hulk, which would make sense and believable, right? But if Andre beats Hulk, you can't have a guy like Jake the Snake or Ricky Steamboat or Savage go and beat Andre for the title. It wouldn't look realistic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be believable. Okay? That's like a midget beating the crap out of me. That's unheard of. Okay? So the business-wise, Andre, they did the script while they were in the ring. You know what I mean?
That's what all the old school wrestlers did.
What's that?
That's what all the old school wrestlers did.
Yeah,
they didn't plan it.
No, they just did. Okay, here's what we're gonna do it first, and then we'll go from there. That's it.
When did all this change though? Because I agree with you guys, and it blows my mind that wrestling has changed so much because I don't even watch it no more. But when do you think it actually changed?
I think it changed in the early 90s when they started to really do more scripted stuff. I think it really elevated higher in the early 90s, mid 90s.
I'm thinking 2000s.
I'm thinking Cactus Jack McFoley changed wrestling.
Yeah, he did kind of change it in a different way.
Because now everyone was looking for high spots.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to do the big fall off the cage. They weren't worried about match psychology. They were worried about who could go, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm a huge McFoley fan, it changed wrestling. It now you look and the video games. Everyone wanted to do video game spots.
Big O, can you just give us a quick, because I don't want to take up too many people's times. Listen, give us your best match, like your like the toughest match, the best, biggest guy you stepped in the ring with, and what he did to you and what you did to him, because I'm sure you probably did some damage to him.
Well, it was the Webster Legion Hall. It was it was a triple threat match. This I think I found out his name actually. His name was Giant Maniac. He was about 6'8", well over 450. He was a young dude out of New York, and Rob Zombie. So we had a
you mentioned Rob Zombie before.
Yeah. It was a three-way hardcore match. And trash cans, chairs, and let me tell you, this big kid, Giant Maniac, he picked me up. Now, don't forget, he's 6'8", I'm 6'2", 6'3". So he had me at least 4 or 5 feet in the air, sideways. And he dropped me with a side suplex. Now, mind you, his weight leaning on me too. You know, I mean, that was probably my last, and that was actually a really good because I had a lot of praise from the locker room guys. They said it was a hell of a match. They enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, like I said, you know, you watch good matches. Everybody can disagree with you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you want to say the best match I've ever seen, like as a fan, dude, I can't really choose one. Yeah, you could say Hogan and Andre. Well, that's historical. Anybody could say that. You know, I think probably the best match up there from my standpoint would be Undertaker, Mick Foley, Mankind.
Oh yeah, I agree. I was just watching it today. Just watched it today again.
Without a doubt.
Right off the top cage.
Yeah. But the best match is subjective. It's what you enjoy. And that's the thing about wrestling. It's what you enjoy. I will never put you down for your opinion because that's what you enjoy and that's what we're watching it for. I've spent my whole life enjoying.
Jack, are you going to disagree with that match? The Mankind Undertaker? Why? What's your favorite match?
Ricky Steamboat, Randy Savage.
That wasn't the larynx match.
Yeah, when he hit him with the bell.
Yeah,
but that's off the top of my head. If I can really think about it, I mean, there was some great. I mean, Gino Hernandez matches in World Class Championship Wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, Von Erichsen, the Freebirds, Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes.
Oh,
I mean,
even better. Even better.
How can I pick a favorite match?
You can't.
You really can't. No,
they make you feel.
Jack, 1 second. I think the reason why I said that is because you never saw something like that. That was the first time.
Right.
Experience.
Same thing with Warrior and Hogan too. Warrior and Hogan did the same thing. You know, they did.
Yeah, but throwing somebody off a freaking 20-foot high cage
is unbelievable.
Is unheard of.
And then he threw him through the cage into a mat full of tacks. And then he also
what down through his nose.
Actually, if you want to go physical matches, the best physical match was Razor Ramon versus the 1-2-3 Kid.
Well, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, the first ladder match.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't call a favorite match.
There was so many unbelievable
matches. It's like asking me my favorite song. It's subjective.
Let me tell you, Kevin. Let me say one thing. Okay, the crappiest match in the '80s we grew up was better than the main event matches today.
SD Jones versus
what was it? The reason why
Jones versus Steve Lombardi.
Listen, the reason why I said
that. Barry Horowitz.
Steve Lombardi.
The reason why I say that is because the commentary with Heenan and Monsoon makes that match unreal.
Right.
Because it's just entertainment.
I watched The Brain like you asked me to, Onik. I watched The Brain. I watched
How'd you like that?
It was all right. I mean, it was all right. Listen.
But he was right about it's over.
He was right about a lot of things. I mean, Bobby the Brain Heenan was a weasel. He was the brain. He was everything that, as far as management goes in the WWF old school wrestling, Jimmy Hart was the second.
Okay, so I got a question. Who's your favorite manager of all time?
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
And
you know what? I gotta say Heenan, but you know what? Heenan was better in commentary because he did both. So I want to put Heenan as the best commentary / manager. But if you want one manager itself, I mean, which I could imitate, Paul Bearer for me, you know, because I can imitate him.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer.
Dude,
you were born to be Paul Bearer.
Oh my God, here's Tommy.
Sorry. But yeah,
dude.
The minute you said it, I saw your face. I'm like, how are you not? Like Paul Bearer too.
Listen, I just watched a thing about Paul Bearer, and they actually, if it's funny, Tom, you say that because I was watching a special, and there was a bunch of old school wrestlers that said Paul Bearer was the most devoted to his to his Undertaker. He was the most devoted.
Yeah.
He really was. And he was not a communicative guy. He did not hang around with nobody. He wasn't about all that, but he made sure the Undertaker made big. And listen, the Undertaker ended up being the biggest wrestler in
Yeah, he
WWE.
did good by his wrestler. The one wrestler I know. I mean, maybe he had others. I don't know what
He
his
had a
role
few.
was, but he did good by his guy.
He had a few others back in the day. I don't know exactly who they were. Maybe Oni can chime in on that.
Yes,
Jack.
I think he had the missing link at World Class Championship Wrestling.
Yes, he did. He was Percival Pringle III.
Yeah.
But I just
he had
want to
the
chime in as my favorite manager of all time, the manager who could bring heat no matter who he managed.
Slick.
Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, come on.
Yeah.
There's no other manager who had people wanting to stab him walking out of the arenas.
I think Jim Cornette and Jimmy Hart brought energy to their guys.
Yes,
They did.
exactly.
Brought energy to their guys.
Jim
And
Cornette.
that's what made it awesome.
Jim Cornette does a fire podcast right now. He's funny as hell.
Oh,
He is. I watched it.
That's what I was going to listen to before I had to do this.
Yeah.
Go to his podcast.
Tennis racket.
Before I was forced to do this crap, is what he meant to say.
And you know what? He really barely changed like in age. He still looks almost like
No, he hasn't aged at
The
all.
same.
He looks like he did
He's
20
the
years
same.
ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's the same. Yeah.
But I mean, as much as his ideas on modern wrestling piss a lot of people off, I understand that because modern wrestling pisses me off.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
Listen,
terrible.
not to cut any of you guys off, Jack. So listen, I think I might have put something out there before about Donnie Rotten. You're a friend of Donnie Rotten.
Yes, my friend Donnie Rotten.
Onik, you know Donnie Rotten, right?
I know Donnie, yeah.
You fought him a couple times?
No, once. We had a match at Sturbridge.
Yeah, I was actually there. Now that I see your face, I was there.
Yeah.
You fought him or you wrestled him?
Russell.
Yeah, big
Okay,
difference.
all right. Because
Big difference.
The same thing.
I want
Listen,
to
Tom,
ever see O'Neill in a real
Tom.
fight.
Listen.
That would be
Listen.
horrifying.
Listen. What's the native I'll wrestle? Anybody outside, I'll fight.
I'll fight.
I dig it. I dig it.
But no, I think we got a good shot of getting Donnie on here next week, huh, Jack?
Oh, yeah. He's got no life. He's got nothing else to do, so I have no doubt.
Perfect.
Wait a second. Time
That's
out.
a
You
remote flip off for a guy I don't even know.
wait a second, Jack.
Because-
Didn't you say that he's got a match lined up? And actually,
July
he
9th?
told me.
July 19th, June 19th at the Fall River VFW. I'm taking him to the match because he doesn't drive, but he's been hit in the head too many times.
But he's ready for it. He's thinking it's probably going to be his last match, huh?
Is it?
He said this might be Donnie Rotten's farewell tour. He's older than me, so he's 51, 52. He's been doing this all his life. And to be honest, he, of all my friends, is the most impressive because as we were teenagers, he said, I want to be a wrestler.
Really?
And everyone else went on with their lives and got families and got jobs. And he never quit on his dream.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, you describe him a lot better than Kevin does. I'll tell you that. Now that's all
Shut
I
the
said.
fuck
Hey,
up.
No, I mean, he's fought. He's fought Coco Beware. He's fought the Sandman. He's fought just guys that you watch on TV and you dream, oh, that would be so great. He did it.
Hey,
And
Mike.
It didn't make him any money.
See, now
And it
that's a promo.
Get him
right
anywhere, but
Yeah, always looking to monetize, Mike. Always look to monetize.
That is a promo. That's what I'm talking about. That man just sold Donnie Rotten right there. He's up
oh
next.
yeah, I'll sell him at his shows too. I get in his face. I stand up and get in his face because he's a heel.
Yeah,
And that's what I do. I love the guy to death. I drive him there and home, but during the show, I don't like him.
That's what it's all about. Yes. Some heart.
Mikey.
Yes.
Mikey. Listen, can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you perfect.
All right, listen, I've been hearing some rumors, man. I heard some rumors you might be able to get somebody big time on here. on this new flick we got going on.
I can't release names, but
You can't, because I'll tell you what, man, if that happens, that's gonna be the big deal, the real deal. And I mean, listen, this week we got Jacko on here. He's got some knowledge. But listen, Lincoln Shamrock always can put his 2 cents in because that's what he does, right, Tom?
he's
What
in.
the fuck else do I have to do?
What the fuck?
And then we
He's
got
only got a penny, but he puts his 2 cents in.
Yeah, hey, at least Donnie Rotten's got nothing to do. He's gonna come on.
And then we got Big O, man. Big O, I appreciate your time, man. We listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do, man. If I were to get body slammed by anybody, I'd want it to be you.
That was the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That was so gay. That you
Right.
really have to take it back, cut it out, and like add in what you meant to say.
Tom, I'm talking wrestling. Have you ever been in the ring?
No, but I've had Big O stay at my house. I was terrified.
Oh. Well, listen, I don't know what happened in the bedroom, but listen, I don't know about all that. Now you're giving me TMI.
Tommy, you know you were safe when I was at your house. I was better than your alarm system.
Yeah, yes, you were, dude. And honestly, I don't want to interrupt you guys' flow, but no, Onik visiting me down here 5-6 years ago and going to the Wake Forest game was really one of my best memories of having random Worcester guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just Worcester guys who happen to be around. And he
Right.
was able to come and do it. It's only happened 3 or 4 times that I've had Worcester guys come down through the state. So I loved seeing Onik the other night. I love seeing him again. He knows that.
No, that's
The
awesome,
best-
Tom. And Onik,
the
that's
best
awesome
part-
that you two connected. I really appreciate I appreciate you guys that.
The best part was when we go to the game, I says, Tom, you got any BC stuff? No, not really. I'm like, well, I'm rocking my BC hockey jersey. I don't care what everybody says.
Yeah, no shit. I did actually wear a red like fucking Carhartt over a yellow shirt, so it sort of looked like the golden yellow, whatever the fuck.
Right.
Did you get body slammed in it, Tom?
No.
Nope. I had Onik next to me. Who the fuck
Yeah.
is gonna body slam me when Onik is next
Yeah.
to me? Nobody.
And the
I said,
worst part,
what the fuck I
the
want.
best part, we were tailgating with people I don't even know.
I know
just
they're a cool tailgate group, man.
Yeah.
Wake Forest has a cool tailgate group. I'll
Yeah,
tell you
it
that. No,
Hey,
was
Tom,
awesome.
what happened to those pictures you took?
Oh, I'm sure I still have them, right? I must.
I think so, because I think I lost them.
All right,
think you sent it to me.
I'll dig through my phone, but I'm sure they
Yeah.
must exist somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah.
they exist somewhere. I'll find them.
Yeah.
Fuck. But I'm stupid.
Oh, so are we getting off topic into a man?
Sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Listen, guys.
Hey, listen, Tom's gonna have his moment.
Listen. We're gonna give it to him. We're gonna give it to him too. Tom, I appreciate you on the show. I appreciate Mike seriously for allowing us to do this. I mean, honestly, I think that this thing can go somewhere. I think that every week we can talk about some really good professional wrestling. I think that you guys can always join the show. I heard some big names coming up. I mean, listen, you can't get no bigger. I'm gonna throw the cat out of the bag. I'm gonna throw the cat out of the bag. Damian Sandow. He's a Worcester native. What do you guys think? You think we can get him on the show?
And I know Donnie knows him well, so we probably should get them on together.
I think that Mikey knows him well too, and I think Mikey's already ahead of the game. But listen, I think that if we can get Damian on the show, that would be unbelievable. And listen, the next time we all get together, we could talk about this. We could talk about the best intercontinental champion in WWF history, not WWE, not WCW, not ACW, WWF history. There's only one, and his name is not the Macho Cook. Oh, you know what I mean?
Was that Tito guy? Was it Tito who was the intercontinental champion?
Tito Santana,
It might have been. It
Was
might have been
it him?
Pedro Morales.
Pedro Morales was the
I
man
don't
on
know.
it.
I don't know.
Well, listen, this is what I know. I know there was plenty of them, and I know one guy that
Yep.
held the title for the longest. And
Yeah, I know too.
and
Honky Tonk.
listen, And I saw an interview with him not too long ago, and Honky Tonk Man looks like the Honky Tonk Man to this day.
That's a lot of hair dye.
Listen,
Yeah.
he still has it.
Yeah.
Still has it. Scott Steiner's looking like a little schmuck, but it's funny, man. Old school wrestling talk will always bring everybody together because it was a natural thing. We all enjoyed it, and as far as I'm concerned, like when WCW came over, I remember me and Jacko when NWO came around. That's when shit fucking hit the fan. That's when shit hit the fan. But before that, we had some good classics, man. It was great. I think tonight's been a great show, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad you invited me on. I'm definitely going to do this again.
What do you say, Onik?
Yeah, but make sure you talk to my secretary to make an appointment.
Yeah, fuck it. You never ask Onik what he has to say. That's the worst question you can ever ask. You're not going to get anywhere with that. It's Onik.
Tom, he said secretary. What's your phone number?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Green screen, by the way.
Tom's my secretary down in North Carolina.
That's right. I manage all of his Atlantic Coast business.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, one question for you guys, because you're legit wrestling fans and you're probably about my age. So
Quick McGraw.
Sergeant Slaughter, he considered respectable. I loved him. I would watch the little preview of him coming up versus our Iron Sheik. Were they considered good wrestlers or were they shitty? I don't even know.
I think for the time, it was good because let me tell you something. There was a show, and I'll never forget this. I was about 6 years old, and I went. They had a show at Holy Cross Football Stadium, and Sergeant Slaughter was the main event. He faced a guy named King Kong Mosca.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No.
That
Tell me.
Was a phenomenal show, and I'm surprised no old, people that grew up in my era never been to that or bring that up. That show at Holy Cross Football Stadium was unreal.
Fit and Field. So it would have been Fit and Field, right?
Was Kerpel Kirshner with him, Onik?
No.
No.
I don't know.
I will answer your question in this. They were not good wrestlers. They were good workers.
Right.
They didn't have the wrestling talent like a shooter, but they knew how to work the crowd, and they did what they had to do to get people involved in their match.
For that era.
They were good promos, and they were good workers.
Right.
All right. I respect that because, I get it. He probably wasn't the best in the world, but I only rooted for Sergeant Slaughter for like 2 years.
No, and then didn't he team up with the Russians or something too? Like, didn't he go against the Americans?
No, he teamed up with the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, one of the two. I knew it was one of the two.
Thank you. Just trying to clarify.
I mean, listen, I get Sergeant Slaughter was good, but and when he won the title, that was bullshit. But listen, I'm gonna say you're wrong, Big O.
You can't see him anything but around.
Oh, shit! Unless you're in a satellite, you somehow circumvent it.
Do you want to talk about champions? Let's talk about Bob Backlund or something like that. But we got plenty of time to do that on the next episode.
Right. Yeah. So what do you think we should talk about on the next episode, Kevin?
Well, we can always talk about Pedro Morales.
What you think? That's a great way to end this.
That's the attitude we need on this site. That's exactly the attitude we need. Fuck off.
Hold on, I had to come back on. Jack wins the night for that.
Yeah, Jack, that was a great one.
Jack, you'll be host next week. Thanks very much. Appreciate your time, Kevin.
So I just got fired. Thanks.
Yes. No.
No, you're good. No, Kevin. Though. Jack's
in. Jackson. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
and
matter.
to Tim Cornette, thank you, fuck you, bye.
I like this. I
Hey,
like
Jack.
this guy.
Jack, I forgot to tell you something.
What do you got?
Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, fuck off.
Everybody's telling everybody to fuck off. I haven't even said his name yet.
I'm crying,
Christ.
laughing. You guys can't even see it, but I am.
Same Shamrock time, same Shamrock channel.
That's right, baby.
Hey, hasta la pasta. Y'all keep in touch with yourself, all right?
Yep.
All right, we'll visit you again.
Again,
Hey,
fuck
hey,
off.
Tom, I forgot to tell you. Tom, I forgot to tell you.
Fuck off. I'm guessing.
You guessed it.
Oh, Jack's out. Where did
See you
Jack
next
go?
time, you dickhead. Play it up.
We're good. Onique, thank you again.
You're very welcome. Again,
We
Yeah, thanks, Monique.
next week we'll definitely have some fire next week, and you know, you're more than welcome on anytime. You know that. You're VIP
sure, I'll
around here.
text you. Yeah, you don't want to overexpose me though. That might hurt the cause.
Yeah, never, brother. You're our guy. You're our guy. You'll always be our guy, no matter what.
All right, brother.
Thank you again. Everybody have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.